Hi, I'm Luana Rubin from eQuilter.com, and I'm here at the 2013 Festival of Quilts in Birmingham, UK. And one of the trends that I have really been noticing over the last couple years is really the popularity of group quilts. And don't you think this is because of our busy lives? We get together with a group of women or men who we enjoy. We each take a little piece. We go home, make our piece, come back together, and wow, take a look at what results when these group quilts all go together and are put on the wall at an exhibit. Here's the first prize winner of the group quilt category, and this three-dimensional quilt has a surprise. When you view it from one angle, you see one image, but when you view it from the other angle, you get a completely different image. Is that cool or what? You know, our description of what is a group quilt is changing rapidly, and I think this is a great edgy piece that really illustrates that. What are you looking at, of course, refers to Madonna and her song from the 80s, I guess, a long time ago. And here we have three different quilts that basically are just hanging together. It's not even what I would call a triptych, but it was entered as a group quilt and is displayed very prominently here. So I think this will be influencing group quilts in the future. Here is a group quilt that really challenges our idea of what is a group quilt, but I love it. It's essentially a grouping of smaller quilts. Each one stands on its own, about quintessential British images. I especially like the Union Jack socks, don't you? Here's a very traditional group quilt by the Dore Village Society for their Diamond Jubilee in 2012. Many little individual patches, and I love the gold tassels. As a testament to the growing, spreading popularity of group quilts internationally, we take a look at this Taiwan Art Quilt Society entry that is about winter and spring. And you know, it really reminds me of that Asian aesthetic that I see at the Tokyo Quilt Festival. There's something about a rainbow quilt that always attracts our eye, and in this piece, in one way it's a very traditional group quilt because we can see each person made a different color, and yet it's really a more contemporary approach with texture and color. This is a small group quilt, but it really packs a punch. And why? Because it's inspired by the graphic art of William Morris. I don't think I've ever seen a group quilt like this. I love it. It's by St. Christopher's Hospice, and with the trapunto and the hand stitching and of course the white sateen, it's really about light and shadow, isn't it? You know, another trend that's been going on in art quilts for a long, long time is images that come from under the microscope, and that is actually the title of this group piece. And I think there's a lot of whimsy in this, don't you? I don't think that the colors under the microscope are necessarily these colors, but the contrast of complementary colors really makes these images pop. This is perhaps a more traditional version of a group quilt, but you can see as the pieces went together, somebody in this group came along and put a swooping drift of sequins and beads across, and that's what I find really draws my eye in this piece. It really integrates all of the individual units in this group quilt. This group quilt is very striking because it is so huge. Normally when I see a group quilt, it's obvious that everyone is doing their little bit and it all goes together and makes a gorgeous little or medium-sized group quilt, but this one is just frickin' huge. I love it. I hope you've enjoyed this quick little tour of the group quilts at the Birmingham Quilt Festival. See you next time.